Hey, it's Marcus Fanzan. I want to come to you today with this video, and we want to talk about how waiting can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The reason I'm talking about this subject today is there's a lot of speculation on where we're going in the market. What we all believe and what I see out there is that we'll probably have a little bit of a rocky time from right now through 2024. But in preparation, what we're seeing is a potential boom again in 2025. Now, the reason we say that is housing starts are down, interest rates are obviously up, we got an election year coming next year, the economy being what it is, and all those kind of things are causing some uncertainty in the market. But what we're also seeing is a lot of development, a lot of permits going in and being requested, but the starting's down, right? So permits going in, development going in is not for something that's going to come out of the dirt in 3 months. That's something that's going to come out in over 12 months. So the speculation is that interest rates will probably come down by 2025, not necessarily anytime soon. What we're looking at is, well, then I'll wait, right? We're hearing a lot of customers saying, well, I'll wait. But here, let me show you how that's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially, and why you don't want to do that because of what has happened historically in the last several years. So I've done some numbers. I went back and said, okay, the cost of waiting. Now, these numbers that I put up here, I watered them down because if I was real with what I did, it's really unbelievable, right? Prior to 2020, we were looking at houses in the low 300,000s in our area on average, right? So what I did is I said 2020, $400,000 average. Interest rates were somewhere around 3%, right? So a cost to buy a house for $400,000 at 3% was principal and interest only, not taxes and insurance, $1,686. Just your approximate numbers, right? 2021, we really started to ramp up in the boom, right? 2020, we had COVID. In Florida, we were having a lot of people come in. 2021, we got a little nuts, right? 3% still, interest rates were great, but prices went up, and actually they went up by about $100,000, and I only put like 75 here. But what happened is now your payment is $2,003. Now, what we started hearing here, and our business grew astronomically, but what we started hearing here was people wanted to go, I'm not getting in the bidding war, I want to wait, I'm not going to spend over, right? This is what we heard, and this is our first example of where it can really, really, really cost you a lot of money. Because what started to happen in 2022, as we know, somewhere around April or they started monkeying around with the interest rates, and now, but the prices still went up. So we were looking at an average just over 500,000 in that area, and actually it's probably mid 500s, 5.5. Now the same home that went from 400 to 475 to 525 is now going to cost you $29.81 a month with the interest rates, right? So just waiting and saying, I don't want to jump into the fray of a negotiation and maybe paying a little bit more to win the house has now just cost in that time. So now here we are in 2023. Fair game. You can come in, you may be the only bidder or anything like that, but now we're looking at 7% and our prices actually ticked up from last year. So we ticked up a bit, and so just call this same house 550. This same property that in 2020, 2021, when you didn't want to get into a bidding war, is now going to cost you $36.59 at 7%, right? So now here's the loss. Now you're looking at this and going, wow, there's $2,000 a month. That's not the only loss. 400 to 550. You lost a lot of equity. A lot of us are doing equity lines and fixing up our homes and having a lot of equity in our homes because we bought something earlier and where we're at now. So what do we do? Now the thought process is let's wait till interest rates go down, right? This is where I'm saying that this is a big loss. Well, let's assume next year we really don't move, okay? And let's just say that everything kind of stays flat. Then we look at a boom, right? And we start going, oh, we want to wait till interest rates come down and look at a boom. So we're only projecting that they get into the fives, maybe mid fives, low fives, 5.5. These homes, when they do that, are going up in price. This $400,000 house is easily going to be $600,000, right? Now you're going to be looking at 3407, right? So if you wait, your difference here dropped down maybe 252,000, but you also lost all this equity. Or, and here's the big opportunity. What if you bought it for 550 in 2 years when they come down to 5.5 in interest rates, right? You're probably going to owe somewhere around 540 at that time. You refinance at 5.5. Now you're at 3,066. Now you're saving even more money, but you have the equity in the home, right? This is where cost of waiting can cost. Now we're speculating, right? These are all speculations because we don't know what's going to really happen. And this is all normal market unless something crazy happens. So we're going to sit here, and this is what most people do. Like, well, I'm going to hang out and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for my prices to go up or something like that. I'll wait for 10%. But if you're here looking to move up and they go up 10%, this house is going to go up 10%. this bigger home is going to go up 10%. You're actually going to spend a lot more money on that than waiting. Now, here's the flip side of this. Well, I want to downscale, so I'll wait. What we've learned in investments, if you've actually followed investment strategies and things like that, is don't get greedy. Because if you get greedy, something can massively happen, right? I made my equity, I'm gonna wait again, but then something could take it down. So there's always that risk that if you're waiting, and the only way this would make sense and to wait if you're looking at prices going up is to say that I'm gonna buy cash, I'm gonna downsize. Anything other than that, probably not a good idea. The other loss, why I'm saying $100,000, because if let's say you're renting and you're a buyer and you're renting, have you seen rentals? Have you seen how much rents cost? So these homes at $400,000 or $500,000, you can play the numbers, but you're not looking at anything less than $4,000, $5,000 a month. Multiply that out by 12 months. Multiply that by the number of years. If you wait 2 years, you're easily looking at $100,000 just pissed away. Just throw it away into the rental market, right? So there's so much opportunity that you're going to lose by waiting. And the reality is Florida ain't going nowhere, right? They're talking about all this craziness again all over the country. They're trying to bring up all kinds of, we have a great economy here in Florida. So if we start to look at a boom here in the next couple of years, Florida's really going to get it. And we're going to have a great opportunity. So the cost of waiting can be great. You're going to lose out on hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do the math. You may have already lost out on opportunity. This is a hard pill to swallow. I get it. I could have bought the house for this and now I have to pay that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't. We got to take opportunities where you can. So if you have any questions and whether it makes sense for you to buy or sell right now, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Sometimes it makes sense for you. Sometimes it doesn't. The reality is we need to have a really serious talk about what your objectives are and your goals are. But we'd love to hear from you. Continue to follow along. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'd be happy to hear from you. Have a great and magical rest of your day.